Hey guys, it's Nate, aka The Foot Accountant. Welcome back to the channel. Today it feels like we're turning back the clock to a FIFA not too long ago, but also, a while ago. There's two Player of the Month SBCs dropping today on FC26, both of which could be pretty good, but one of them being very nostalgic. Plus, we have news about the Unbreakables promo. It looks like Evos might be picking up for this promo, including daily evolution drops on this game. We're going to talk about that, look at all the leaks, and what else to expect today on a Thursday in FC26. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. First thing I want to mention is, I mentioned in yesterday's video that the Scream 99s were going to go away yesterday. That's false. They go away today. The Cold Moon 1 week of the 99 boost ends today, but again, the Roll Plus Pluses will stay. But let's take a look back at yesterday's Wednesday content where we had an Evo called Keep Composed. It is 5,000 coins to do, and I actually kind of like this Evo. It again continues the trend of these evolutions we've had that are not that expensive, that don't give that big of boost, but they give nice boosts and they give solid playstyles along with them. This one gives the press proven playstyle, which personally I don't like it as a press proven plus, but I will take it as a press proven base. And man, I still enjoy evolving these silver superstars icon, keeping them as silvers but boosting up their stats. Like this Beckenbauer goes from 66 dribbling all the way up to 72, and he gets the base plus press proven playstyle with the reactions, agility, and balance, and the dribbling stat inside the cards in games getting boosted very high. That's actually a really game-changing boost for a card like this who has very low dribbling. Anyway, this is not a repeatable Evo the way that it looks. I wish that it was, but it is max 84, I believe, or max 85, and it does give you the chance at boosting the card up only +1. So again, it's very similar to like the Between the Sticks evolution that we've had, and especially Chance Creator and the Controller. And since it's only 5,000 coins, I like it. There's another Evo that's leaked that could be incoming today that is similar to this as well, that may only give a +1 overall boost, but will give low-driven playstyle. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, but I'm a fan of that one. If you don't know who to put into it right away, absolutely save it for Chains with some of the hype starting to build about evolutions with this Unbreakables promo. Now, to SBCs we go. We had the Joga Benito Primera Division Crown League, the Argentinian League Group SBC here. You get the Argentina kit and the badge and a small Electrum Players pack, and inside, similar to the Manchester City Women's SBC that we had just a few days ago, you've got two players. You've got Lopez Munoz and Zeballos from Boca Juniors. Incisive plus on Zeballos with 94 pace. Actually a pretty solid card for just an 85 rated squad with a team of the week. Again, links to Cavani, links to other Argentine players if you got little Argentine squad going on there, or LPF, Argentinian League action in your club, or just a place to put some extra fodder. It is not bad for an 81 squad with an inform and for an 85 rated squad with an inform there. Also yesterday, we had Joga Benito Challenge 3, which is actually a decent pack, a prime gold players pack for that SBC, and the real pack that we were interested in was the new campaign mix pack. Guys, it's a not max, it is an 86 plus campaign mix upgrade pack that requires two squads, an 83 with an inform and an 85, but this one does include the FC Pro live card. So it's like Scream cards, the captain's cards, prime times, and the FC Pro Lives. It's going to be repeatable again on Friday. I ended up doing this. I didn't get a very good poll, but it's a fun, cheap gamble SBC, if you will. And honestly, coming in at 41,000 coins, there's a lot of fodder in it that's less than 41K, but it's at least something fun to do right now if you've got a little bit of extra fodder and you don't know where to put it. Now, speaking of fodder, we talked about selling the 87 and 88 rateds that we were investing in earlier in the week, and I think that was a good idea. I do believe that they will follow the same trend as last week on Thursday and drop off a bit today. So right now they're already starting to drop. You can see 13.75, but as you can see last week, actually it doesn't even show here on the graph that well. Yeah, it does. It shows on Thursday last week that they went down from like 14K down to 12 into Friday. I think that could happen again today. Not like a crazy drop on these cards, but I do believe you can see a little bit of one just because there's a little bit of tradable supply in Rivals. It could be a bit of a drop with Rivals rewards and then a rise afterwards as well, just because people may be going and doing the Claudia Pina Player of the Month still. They may be doing some icon packs as well, since those are still in the game if you haven't completed all of those. So yeah, fodder, we had our sell time on that and that was good. But with yesterday's content, we saw a new part of the fodder market actually go up a bit, and that was Team of the Weeks. Guys, Team of the Weeks were minimum price, super cheap coming out of Black Friday because they were in packs. There were so many of them in packs with the best of out there. And now all Team of the Week cards are almost 13,000 coins. So that means we're far enough removed probably from the big, huge supply of the Black Friday re-release that once we get to a low point on Team of the Weeks again this weekend, once they get down to like 11,000 coins, it's probably a good time to start buying those once again, because as we head into, of course, the promo everybody's looking forward to right now, Winter Wildcards, next week, not this Friday, of course, but next week, maybe informs will start to rise up a bit into the holiday festive period. A lot of SBCs. Maybe EA will require more informs in some of those SBCs that we'll get during that time period. So that could be a good way to just stock your club even, and I think it's a good time to do so. It was a great time a couple of weeks ago. Still think it can be a good time here this weekend as well, with a new Team of the Week that is in packs, giving us a few more informs to club stock, not just for fodder, but also for evolutions. Guys, this is the new Team of the Week 13 that dropped yesterday as a part of content as well, including a brand new Messi with the dynamic of him holding the MLS trophy. Nice card there. You know what I like about Messi and what EA's done with his cards this year? He's got 3 different cards, 2 informs and the ratings reload. They all have different playstyle pluses. We got Tiki Taka on the first inform, Incisive on this brand new card, and then Finesse on the ratings reload. That's just cool. That's unique. And those cards will be useful later on down the line. I mean, right now, sure, this card's very overpriced because he's rare. He just got into packs. He will drop. All these Team of the Weeks will drop. But for Evos down in the line, those Messi cards will be very intriguing. Harry Kane's in this Team of the Week. You've got a Osimhen with no playstyle plus. Kuti Romero, I would absolutely love to pack him to do a little evolution for the future there. Diamande, there's some Evo gems in this team. Diamande from Leipzig, only 3-3, but look at those stats for an 84 rated card. That is a crazy item. Mayulu, of course, from PSG, only has center mid position, which is a little unfortunate, but he'll be good for evolutions in the future. Hoyland actually is an 83, will be pretty solid as well. Ueda, Buendia, and of course, Rooney Bardghji, from Barcelona. 4-star, 4-star. He already fits the right mid, right wing Evo, the Magician of the Right. Like, look at that card already in game. I mean, this little chain here gives him the Tiki Taka Plus through the controller evolution, but that's going to be a card that we will have to club stock this week for sure as an inform item from this new Team of the Week. And of course, yesterday we had Champions League games going on as well, which meant we had some primetime cards rising in price, and we had some dropping in price. Now, one card that's rising in price right now is Erling Haaland. He's not up a crazy amount, but he was like 650K yesterday. And since he's getting a double boost, people are starting to buy this card up a little bit. And a double boost, of course, means he's getting 2 play styles added to his card, a roll plus plus and a roll plus. Basically, all the other cards from yesterday's games, besides Hamano from the women's Chelsea team, she's getting a double boost as well. But Graham Hanton's going +1, Georgia's going +1, Rios, Gordon, and Cambiaso, the SBC, are all getting 1 playstyle added and a roll plus plus. So combine those with the upgrades that we had from Tuesday's games, and then today's games on Thursday for Conference League, for Europa League, and we'll have ourselves a nice set of upgrades for primetime players on Friday. Here's the Haaland graph. You see, go from 660K all the way to like 750,000 coins. He's back down into the 675K range, but that's not a card I necessarily want to risk it on right now. Like I said, I think most of these cards are sells. Of course, a lot of them, if the club lost or didn't perform as expected, or if the cards were overinvested, have dropped down a lot in value. I'm still a little bit scared of owning these cards because their next games are in literally the end of January, when we'll be in Team of the Year time. Now, of course, we're talking about upgrades. We still are watching very closely for upgrades on Thunderstruck cards. And I have my fingers crossed that EA would upgrade these today, but we're probably going to have to wait until tomorrow on Friday. But just keep watch on cards like Rodri, Pedro Neto, Rafinha, Musiala. So many of these now have achieved upgrades, and we are just patiently and maybe not so patiently waiting to see what playstyles EA add to those cards. Hopefully today, but probably tomorrow. Now, let's get into the news, guys, that is impacting this game today. It's going to be a bit more of a busy Thursday of content than normal, and that's because we're getting not 1, but 2 Player of the Month SBCs, or expecting to get them today. They're both leaked, and usually Serie A and Bundesliga Player of the Month drop on either a Wednesday or a Thursday. And this was the first leak yesterday that got things started off. we're expecting a Jamie Vardy Player of the Month for the Serie A. And it was actually a pretty close race between all of the nominees for the Serie A Player of the Month. There was like 3 or 4 different guys that all scored 3 goals in the month of November in the match weeks then. And, this brings back a lot of memories. This is a very, very nostalgic piece of FIFA history right here. Of course, we've had the end of an era, Vardy, that was dropped, I believe, last year in the game, but it's all the cards of the years of old when he was at Leicester City that a lot of us remember. Now, Vardy was literally just added to the game. He was one of those players that EA had not added into the game up until less than a week ago, and now his card with only chip shot based playstyle, 4-star weak foot, 3-star skills, and only 71 pace is in the game. But this is what we think of when we think of Jamie Vardy, right? And this is kind of the hope that we have for this SBC today. By the way, these stats that we're seeing here on these tweets are not official. Will they actually give Jamie Vardy 90 plus pace? I hope so. I hope EA have fun with this card. Let us have fun with this card. Make it be like this 87 rated FIFA 20 Player of the Month SBC that took over FIFA 20 in the early game stages in early November when this was dropped. This has got to be one of the most legendary Player of the Month SBCs of all time. This Jamie Vardy was only 30,000 coins to complete. Look at the upvote to downvotes here on Footbin. 14,000 thumbs up and 1,900 thumbs down. This card's crashed all of the striker prices back then because he was so cheap. He was 93 pace. He had way better dribbling than 82 in game. Great shooting. What a phenomenal card that was. That's such a nostalgic item right there. And I just hope that today's Player of the Month Vardy has a piece of that as well. If we're being honest, will he have 93 pace? Probably not. But could he have like high 80s, and could he have, solid shooting and, 4-star? Yes, hopefully they give him some good play styles as well. We definitely need that because all he has right now is chip shot. Maybe we get a lucky play style plus too, like a rapid plus or a quick step. We'll just have to see how that pans out. But I hope it's cheap. I hope it's fun. And it's a way for us to kind of have some nostalgia on the game, but also use a FIFA legend. So EA, we're trusting you with this one today. We have a lot of hope in this. Please do it right. Make it cheap. Make it decent. Doesn't have to be crazy. It just has to be decent, and it has to be fun. But anyways, that is expected to be today. Now, he's not the only SBC that we're expecting as a Player of the Month. As we talked about, we've also got the Bundesliga Player of the Month, which is Olise. And it's actually kind of crazy timing because Olise has got a card, of course, in packs right now for the Joga Benito promo. But if you actually look at his cards this year and at the items that Olise has had, both of them that we've had, the Ratings Reload and the Joga Benito, are not performance-based upgrades. Like, it's not an inform team of the week. It's not like a live card or anything like that. He did nothing to get this Joga Benito or the Ratings Reload, really. So it's not a live card. And that really makes me wonder, what sort of boost are they going to give this Olise today? Like, if we take a look at his items here, we got Finesse Plus on the Joga Benito. We got Tech Plus on the Ratings Reload, and then No Playstyle Plus in his 86. He could be an 88 rated card today. He could be an 87 if EA don't want to give him that big of a boost. He could be an 89 if they want to give him a triple boost. My guess is an 88 rated Olise would be right around where this one's at. So a card similar to this, but of course it probably will not have the 5-star skills. But maybe, I don't know if he scored any goals on his weak foot during the month of November. Maybe he could have a 4-star weak foot. That's one of the problems with Olise's card, is you always want that weak foot boost. Hopefully, though, he does have finesse. I think most of us would rather have finesse than technical, but that's what it comes down to with this card. How much is it going to cost? Which I could absolutely see this being the more expensive of the two Player of the Months that will be dropping today. Like, we're talking about Vardy, hopefully less than 100K, somewhere in there. We're talking about this card for Olise potentially being like 200,000 coins. I mean, it just depends on the rating, right? It depends on the playstyle plus that they give him. So that could be good, but we're just not quite sure how it's going to look. But watch out for those two SBCs today. They also could be before the content drop, an hour or 2 hours beforehand, because sometimes Player of the Months do drop early. But I want to point this out. How did Olise win this award? Remember looking at this, or I remember looking at the Player of the Month voting earlier in the week and thinking that Undav had this thing in the bag. Like, Olise scored 2 goals and had 3 assists. That's good. That's a very, very good month. But Dennis Undav had 6 goals in the month of November. That's crazy that he did not win this. I know there's a fan vote involved and Bayern is Bayern, but like, That's kind of wild, man. I think Undav should have won this award because 6 goals in 1 month is crazy. That's way higher stats than we see for most of these player of the months. That is very shocking that he won. But Elise has won, and he's going to get a card. It would honestly make me say, be careful owning this Joga Bonito version of his card today, too. Again, even though it has the 5-star skills, the only way I think this goes up is if the new player of the month card does not have finesse plus. If it does, this one would probably go down for sure. But if the new one has technical or a different playstyle plus, then this one will maybe still have a little bit of value because of the 5-star skills and because of the finesse plus. Now, other content. Let's wrap it up by finishing out the content that we would expect today on Thursday. Of course, it's a Thursday. We're always getting marquee matchups, and we're always getting player SBCs because what's one of the things EA told us about this Jogo Bonito promo? We're going to get daily player SBCs, but we're getting something else as well. A new Max 84 rated evolution is set to come to Ultimate Team. Foot Police says today it gives low-driven base and a stats upgrade. And he shows Rafael Leao and Sama Paralluelo here. He says, yes, it's a shooting boost. The main boost is shooting for this Evo. And then, he says tomorrow, but he posted this yesterday. So, yeah, it's going to be dropping today on this game of Thursday as a part of content. So a shooting boost Evo with low-driven silver. But again, it sounds like it's free. I don't believe he confirmed it, whether or not it was free down below in the comments. But it sounds like it's going to be very similar to the Evos that we've just had here. It might not be free, actually, if it's going to give low-driven silver and a bit of a stats boost. Maybe it gives, like, finishing, shot power, and attack positioning or something like that. I'd have to imagine 15 to 20,000 coins if it's giving a play style low-driven silver, even if it's not given the playstyle plus. Like, that's one of the best playstyles in the game. You're boosting shooting, and of course, if you can put somebody like Rafael Leao or Salma Paralluelo into it, then I think EA would at least make that a couple thousand coins. We'll just have to see, but that's the type of Evo that it seems. Now, if you looked at Salma Paralluelo's price or Leao's price, they are up a little bit. I would sell those into the hype because, again, it does seem to be one of those evolutions like we've had recently that is just a small stat boost, hopefully just a +1 overall or no boost at all. So watch out for maybe some more leaks and some more clarification on how that Evo may look as a part of content today. It's max 84 though. Maybe it will be free since it's only max 84. We will have to see. But we have a little more news about evolutions that we're going to talk about related to this Unbreakables promo in just a second. But once again, if you didn't see it in game here, there is a little splash screen, if you call it, a little bit of a promo teaser of the Unbreakables promo. We know every single one of these cards. We got Bunny Shaw on the left. We got Zanetti in the left center. On the right center, we've got Carlitos Tevez. And on the far right, we have got Bukayo Saka. Those are the cards right there. Of course, we've got the whole entire leaked team with official stats. Maybe a little bit of discrepancies between the playstyle pluses. Bunny Shaw on this leak has low driven, but right there in that leak, of course, on the loaded screen of game, she has finesse plus. We take that, right? That's better than low driven, we think, right now, or at least I personally think so. This is the leaked team. If you didn't see it in yesterday's video, of course, we looked over it then, but this is just for reference because what I want to talk about related to this Unbreakables promo on these cards is some of the other news about the pack code that's going to be dropping in this game. And the reason we're talking about this is because there's some really interesting packs that have been added to the code. There's a legacy player pick pack, which I actually don't think looks very good at all, and it's definitely going to be in the store. But it's a base icon or hero player pick, 1 of 11, that tells you all 11 players that are in it. Angerer, Salgado, Baresi, Jones, Futre, Lizarazu, Pirlo, David Beckham, Abedi Pele, Okocha, and Robin Van Persie. Doesn't seem that crazy. Again, it's going to be in the store for sure. There's also some golds that are a part of it as well. You can't see through the rest of the pack description there, but that is definitely going to be in the store. But that's just a very odd pack. So is this one. Classic 11 Hero Player Pack. But this one to me looks more of like an objective or an SBC. And if you don't know what the Classic 11 is, EA just made a whole big deal about that recently, adding Classic 11 squads for the different leagues like Serie A, Bundesliga, Prem, La Liga, and Ligue 1 into the kickoff mode of this game. And there's certain icons, heroes, and current day players from those leagues that make up the Classic 11 squads. But I guess you're going to take all the heroes out of each of those Classic 11 squads. Like I think Matuidi was in one of those, Hazard was in another one. And if they're going to put those into a pack and we're going to have one of those heroes come out of this pack, I guess. I don't think Classic 11 would be a card design or anything like that. I think it's literally just those hero items in a pack. So we're going to wait more news on that to figure out where that would be, since it does seem like it's going to be an objective or an SBC pack. That one's interesting. I do like these packs though. 8312, 8215. That might be EA preparing ahead of time for some winter wild cards like objectives, maybe a crafting objective, maybe for the silver tournament that's upcoming, maybe even for the Unbreakables live event that was actually added to the game yesterday as well. It's called the Unbreakables League, and the rewards over here, if you kind of take a look into the progress and preview the event, the rewards do not look very good. But the way that this looks, if you read the description, is it's a daily league. And so, you know, it's kind of like a daily play where you have to play 1, play 3, play 5, and you get some small packs. But then when you read the description of this, it says something like, yeah, join in with at least one Unbreakables player, and it said somewhere daily play. Yeah, the objective itself is called Unbreakables Daily Play League. So if you have to play 5 matches per day for a couple of days, would that be a league? Are there going to be another set of objectives that's kind of the completionist to that gives some better packs that would maybe be some of these right here? Maybe, but that is there. You do have to have an Unbreakables player for that live event. So that's one thing to kind of mention when we look forward to the weekend and game modes and stuff like that. Just something to kind of put in the back of your mind. But anyway, back to this pack code. A bunch of other store packs being added in here. Immovable object pack, encore player pick, yada, yada, yada. 79 times 5 pack, objective for sure, right? Or hopefully SBC pack would be great too. You got an 81 by 12. There's the campaign mix pack that we had yesterday, and then some more store packs involved there. But really it was these packs right here, the 8312 and the 8215 that I thought were interesting, and then two classic 11 hero pack and the legacy player pick are at least hopefully gonna be something we see during this weekend of this game with the Unbreakables promo. Now, a couple more things about this. We've got the whole list of player SBCs that are coming out this weekend. Clint Dempsey, Alex Baena, Zinchenko, Sebastian Haller, and others. Kellen Acosta, Promise David down there as well. These are not official stats, but man, when you look at the list here, apart from some of the USA guys that I will be gladly completing, most of these cards do not look that hype. Alex Baena, keep a watch when we get the official stats leaked for him. He actually might be really good. His 84 rated card has some really good stats and play styles, but this doesn't look good. I mean, we do have the Dempsey stats right here. Official stats for Dempsey with technical plus, 89 shooting, 88 dribble. That's an SBC that I will be completing just the card collect, right? Love a little Dempsey boost here. His gold or his base version of his hero card is completely unusable. But it's not about SBCs, this promo, according to Foot Police. Just below this tweet, he responded saying, evolutions are good this week. They will give us daily evos, and we can create a lot of nice cards using one-team RTGs. Evolution content is a W. Anything with small overall upgrades, and he says a lot. So, chain evolutions, daily evolutions seems to be one of the main parts of this Unbreakables promo that we're about to get, right? Jogo Bonito gave us daily player SBCs. They talked a lot about that. We've been seeing one every single day. We'll probably have one last one today, but Unbreakables looks like it's going to give us daily evolutions. And you can see there's some other evos that are leaked right now. Maybe not publicly, but they're going to be soon. You can see on the market, right? Gravenberch from 3,300 coins. He's now upwards of 5,000 coins right now. Shuameni as well from almost minimum price, like 900 coins for an 84 rated card yesterday, all the way up to 1.8K. So there's definitely a lot of cards moving. Keep an eye on the Twitter machine. Keep an eye on Footbin to watch these prices and how they move as we get some of these leaks. Also, just a good time to just look at the evos that you currently have. There's a bunch of evos, and I mentioned this yesterday and in the stream as well. There's a bunch of evos that are expiring at Division Rivals rewards today as we kind of reset those. But even some of these like smaller evos like the 7.5K and the 10K evo, like if you haven't done those yet, just keep them around. Weak foot and skill move evo, just keep it around because you don't know when maybe even like the tricks and flicks evo or like that 5-star skiller evo that was in SBCs that I still have here. I got to put it on somebody. Like that's, is it called Jogo Bonito? No, skill moves master. You go 85 rated card up to 5-star skills. Like that's just something to kind of keep in mind because there might be some really good chains with small incremental overall boosts that could be made here pretty soon. So we'll look for more leaks about that today on Thursday from the Twitter leakers. We'll see what happens there. Last thing, Jogo Bonito SBCs. Rose Lavelle was a card that I was looking forward to, that a lot of people were looking forward to. We saw some tweets yesterday talking about some things about that SBC. Well, the leakers finally mentioned what they were talking about yesterday with this Footmas Gabriel Jesus in the Gulag, right? Of course, everybody remembers that SBC that was leaked and then supposedly was going to be dropping and then didn't drop. But Foot Yapper said, seems like Lavelle is no longer coming as an SBC. I hope it's wrong. I really wanted to use her card. And I think what they're saying and what they're seeing is, remember how we had the 3 Manchester City women's players earlier in the week? We thought we were going to get 3 New York women's NWSL Gotham players as well, and that doesn't seem to be happening now. The leaks were incorrect on that one. EA swapped it out. That's what the leakers would say, like, or the leakers just got baited, and EA all along was going to release the Manchester City women's cards, but then said they were going to do the New York women's cards. I don't exactly know. Is EA trying to bait the leakers? Is EA trying to like figure out who's got the leaks and get their source and whatever? Maybe. But really, what the bottom line here is that we're not getting that Rose Lavelle SBC or the other Gotham players. It seems. I think there's going to be one more French player SB. Is it Bade? I think one of the last leaks that we had from that big player list of all of the Jogo Bonito SBCs, he would probably be the last one dropped today on Thursday for our last daily player SBC. But other than that, really quickly, talking about the market, you know, if you want to buy something today, we have Rivals rewards. We could see a few cards picking up a bit. I picked up a couple of Militaos with a lot of Real Madrid hype for these Evos. I was like, you know what? Let me just pick up a couple of rare cards. And, you know, if Tchouaméni does go up, or if somebody else goes up from Madrid from this Evo, or from any of the other Evos the next day or two, we'll try to make some profit off of that. Other than that, though, just doing the quick flips out here on the market. And I do think this weekend, overall, we're going to talk about this more tomorrow, too. I think this weekend is going to be a good time to sell and to take the cash on stuff before we get into winter wildcards. There's going to be a lot of hype, a lot of buildup and anticipation into that promo. So, like, you know, I bought this Hazard for under 1.1 mil yesterday. He's currently 1.15. I'm going to hope that he goes up when he gets his boost. Maybe he goes up to back to 1.2 mil can take a little bit of profit there. But guys, I think I would start to think about selling a few things, or at least plan to sell during the Friday night bubble of Foot Champs, just to not get too caught up into things before we head into a big promo of winter wildcards. Plus, if Evos are going to cook for this next week, I think that could hurt the market more than we saw SBCs hurt the market during this week of Jogo Bonito, because it really didn't hurt the market at all. Market's been very good to trade in. Market has mostly just gone up. So that could be a little different next week, since we'll be looking into the winter wildcards promo from a very close angle. Now, leave it on a little bit of a cliffhanger here, because I've got Rivals to play, and I am 1 game away. I'm on 29 of 30 points. My internet is back. Called the company, got in touch with support, fixed a few things. Hopefully no lag today on the stream. But I need to get 1 more point, and if I do win this game, I would get Division 2 rewards, which is crazy. I have not been in Division 2. Maybe, no, I think I hit Division 2 last year at the end of FC 25, but hitting it this early in the year, I mean, usually I'm hanging out in Div 4 and Div 3 because I'm not grinding Rivals. I maybe could be there if I was grinding and really playing a lot of games, but hey, if I get this 1 point, if I get into Div 2 here, that would be freaking sick and get those rewards today. But I'm going to go play that game. Good luck with your Rivals rewards today. Some people are already saving packs for winter wildcards. That's not going to be me, at least right now. I got to try to at least pack my guy Serginho Dest, the USA player from this promo, and then I got to pack Eriksson from the next promo as well. But I'm yapping at this point. I will catch you guys on the Twitch stream today, here on YouTube as well. It'll be live. Make sure to drop your questions down below if you have any, and I will catch you guys there later today. Best of luck getting your rewards, and I'll see you guys in the stream. It's been Nate with Kind of Great Thursday. Peace out.